Hey everybody, it's Monica Love. Hey everybody, it's Monica Love. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is doing wonderfully. Uh, Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about Pluto in the first house. Pluto in the first house. Pluto in the first house is a very deep placement. So if you have Pluto in that first house, you are going to be very, very deep. Okay, you're going to appear to be as a deep person. Pluto in the first house is very transformative. People with Pluto in the first house are very intense people, okay? They probably are very attractive depending on what sign it's actually in. Having Pluto in the first house is very Scorpio-like. So Scorpios, usually they like wearing black. Okay, so like for example, me in this video, I have my makeup dark, I have my hair's dark, my sweater is dark. Like people with Pluto in the first house tend to prefer to wear dark colors and appear to be as if they have a dark personality. Okay. Pluto is a very transformative sign. So when somebody has that Pluto in the first house, they're going to experience many different changes with their identity as a person, their direction in life. There's going to be a lot of transformations because Pluto is a destructive planet. It's a very destructive planet. It's also very secretive and it's very far away, you know, when we look at the solar system. So Pluto people with the first house are going to appear scorpionic. They're going to appear very intense, sometimes even troubled, because they're just going through so many different changes within themselves and also with their appearance. Their appearance can change a lot too. But I think this is the one placement that I have to say, when Pluto is in the first house, it goes beyond your looks. It goes beyond, you know, what it is, what's going on in the first house. Because the first house is dealing with somebody who is, you know, they don't really want to change. They don't want that change. You know, they don't want to go through hardships and trials and difficulties and all of that. And people with Pluto in the first house can seem that way. They can not only seem intense people, but they're people that go through a lot of changes. And sometimes the changes can be so tiring and just annoying to the point where it's like, why does this always happen to me? You know, why am I the one always being, you know, criticized or judged, or I'm not good enough? You know, because this planet is always testing you when it's in the first house. It's testing you. And because Pluto is such a faraway planet, it takes so many years for it to actually transit the full circular motion of the sun. Like the actual path of Pluto takes a long time to actually complete the full zodiac. So you actually have somebody who's going to go through a lifetime change, like a lifetime change, not only within, you know, on their appearance, but within themselves too. Okay, within yourself, your direction in life, you know, how you appear to other people, how people view you. Like when you have Pluto there, Pluto is a very, very transformative sign, and it's very sexual because it's associated with Scorpio. So these people can also be very sexually appealing. Like when you look at these people, they're extremely sexually appealing. Now, I'm actually doing a video by my bathtub, And this woman here, she looks like she's definitely has Pluto in the first house. Like, check out this black hair. By the way, I love this stuff. I use this stuff for my hair. It's so good. Like, it makes my hair so straight. I love it. I swear by this stuff. Anyways, the point that I'm making, I'm not trying to, sell this or anything. I just want you guys to look at the woman in this picture because she has long black hair. That could be a trait for somebody who has Pluto in the first house, okay? The darkness of the hair, the darkness of the eyes, the makeup. Like, these people feel comfortable in dark things, dark makeup, dark clothes. Like, they're secretive people. These people may seem like secretive when you meet them. Like, there's something about them. They can be very magnetic too, very magnetic and mysterious. Somebody with Pluto in the first house, especially if it's in Scorpio. If you're a rising Scorpio and you have Pluto in the first house, woo, you are going to be very mysterious, and people are going to be drawn to your mystery. Okay, they're going to be drawn to that. But a lot of people cannot stand people with Pluto in the first house because they're always like, it seems like they're always changing. Like, not always changing, but just transforming all the time. Like, things break down in their life and then they got to rebuild everything again. It's like there's a lot of like destruction, and this can be destructive, like not only in their appearance but just in their overall life. Because when Pluto aspects, depending how Pluto is aspecting your sun in your chart, you're gonna see like how it affects you, okay? Because the ascendant is the one of the most important things in astrology. Your ascendant is like how you appear in the physical 3D world. Like, how do you look is how you're going to come across to other people. So some of these people might feel like they're never heard, or people don't really understand them, or people judge them, or people think certain things about these people. It's like, it's not like you're being judged or anything. It's just that certain people see a person with Pluto in the first house very mysterious and very powerful too. These people can be very powerful because of Pluto. Pluto is a very powerful sign. So when you see somebody who is has Pluto in the first house, they're very intense people. Like, that's what you need to know. You need to know that they're very intense and they're going through their own stuff, okay? They're going through their own personal stuff, depending on how this is aspecting in your chart. Like I said, it deals with sexuality, so these people can be ruled a lot by sexuality, like passion, lust. They could also be very interested in the occult too, peering that way. And people with Pluto in the first house are going to experience things that most people don't experience in their life because they have an ability to withstand certain things, certain pressures. And that's another thing people are going to notice with Pluto in the first house, that these people have gone through so much stuff in their life and people see the things they go through. It's not like this Pluto's in the 12th house here, okay? It's hiding in the 12th house. It's actually in the first house, so everybody sees it. Everybody is like, oh, look what happened to this person. Like, I can't believe they went through that, but they got over it. And, these people really, when they experience things that are not so great in their life, like, people are going to see that, okay? So people see your destructive tendencies. People see you have tower moments. When I say tower moments, like everything just breaks down. You have to build it up again as a Pluto with the first house, and it can be very frustrating because people might think you're weird or crazy, and I think people with Pluto in the first house kind of shy away from that. They kind of pull back and they're like, okay, they don't want to feel like people are judging them all the time. So wearing dark makeup and having dark hair and kind of being in the background is something that they've become good at because, it's just intense. Having Pluto in the first house is so intense. And another thing too with Pluto in the first house is that, it takes a long time to realize personal goals for these people, I find, because Pluto is such a faraway planet. It takes such a long time. You really have to have patience when you have Pluto in the first house, because you're definitely not living in the moment. Like, a lot of these people want to live in the moment, but it's hard for them to live in the moment because they don't understand the cycle of who they are, because the ascendant is really who you are. The ascendant is the gateway, the first door to really who you are as a person, because that's the first thing people see. The first thing they see is your first house and what you're doing in the first, like, how you appear to somebody, how you act, how you respond to somebody. When you first meet somebody, how do you act? Like, first impressions are everything. So a person with Pluto in the first house will be, the type of person that, oh, I meet somebody and they think I'm weird. I meet someone, they're automatically judged right away. Sometimes, most of the time, it's like they're judged very harshly. Okay. Just becoming an overall better person, how you appear in front of people, is something that Pluto and people with the first house of Pluto need to be working on, developing their appearance, developing who they are. And being consistent is not that easy for these people. Being consistent in who you are as a person and how you appear in the world is something that it's going to be a lifetime challenge for these people. So my suggestion for people with Pluto in the first house is, do not feel like you're constantly being judged. Actually, people like you because you're mysterious. People are drawn to your mysteriousness. So play on your mysteriousness. Make yourself, don't be afraid to talk about your goals and things that are important to you. Don't be afraid to be the person that you are meant to be, because a person who has Pluto in the first house has a lot to share with the world, and it's usually very, very experience based. So all the experiences that you experience in your life are going to be serving a higher purpose with Pluto in the first house, just because of all the transitions and changes and tower moments you've been through. People want to hear about that. Okay, so thanks for tuning into this video. I hope you guys liked it. Like this video, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.